2023. Within some of the things them within inside this regulation, and within this regulation, the change by audit service then work make we get Khadijah, Zainab, Bangura and the program. Once again, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Before we look at these regulations, they come up from the Legal Affairs Department now Audit Service Salone. Let's look at the role of this department in terms of giving strength to the work of the audit service now the country.
All right. Our life humble they know say most of the institutions that we get at this country they establish them through acts of parliament. We mean saying a law govern even the creation. So as an office, and most of the work we do get for be premised on the law. Even the people the way the audit service the audit we get for use law how for audit them. So me role within the audit service now more for provide them legal advisory services, for provide legal opinions on audit issues or other compliance issues, and are they central in the organogram, meaning are they work with everybody, are they work in the corporate services, even in the auditing itself, because when we auditors they can in the field, they can come across legal issues, they can get contention with auditees, they how for interpret the law. Maybe we auditor and they say this, the clients them when the MDs then go say no, not to so the law say. So me always there for make sure say I give good advice, legal advice to the audit service, so that whatever work we they publish they're on the right side of the law. Unfortunately, I get background in public service because I work extensively in the law officers department, so I will fail with how governance issues they work within the public sector. So now me hold down basically.
Plenty time we audit go don't pull the reports. Some institutions then can come say no audit service alone they not be consults me na agency or contractor now only government institutions then go consult. What think can be your position in situations like that as the legal affairs manager?
Okay, I just want to make this clear to family then, because me not auditor, so maybe I will maybe believe me more. Now the fact that auditing not a secret work, now a very transparent work, because when the auditors then go get what we can call the engagement meeting, the initial meeting. When are they the auditor they tell the MDAs them or whatever public body or the audit the exact purpose of the audit, the extent of the exercise, meaning waiting they get for do the issues the way they one can look into. So then they hide nothing. Then even when they audit, they constantly engage the people that were involved. Say where this, why X not this so, why Y not this so. Then who done all the audits? We get what we call exit meeting. Now that meeting they tell them say this period of audit now, all them questions will be asked now. Now this and this will answer. Now this they will fail for answer. And this then now they can call unresolved. And when they tell them clearly say all the way on no answer. All I would think say una need for do we get for put there now they publish at the end of the day. So if you take time for watch the auditor general and report them, most say they see not to everything will they put. More are the contentious issues, the one they want to know able resolve, they will give we recommendation what would they expect them for implement. So when they can say we don't know, I'm not sure say that are the correct thing, they can tell fumble them, they can know everything because we supposed to engage them now a process where they engage both parties, nobody may do it in secret. Now if you go to the audit service, always we they tell them say auditing not to which on exercise. Auditors then they can't forgive anybody problem. But wait till we all know, we all get job for do. And when they give you job for do, you know what just do on your own. Then make government establish audit service for coming and check how you do them, if they do them right.
Still around the issue of the legal service, in terms of advice where they give to the audit service the institution, we don't see year in year out some of the issues then they keep on repeating. Some the reports them with audit service they pull, and you talk say some of the issues just now contention issues them. How much of your advice are able for change the work of audit service?
Yeah, I just smile because I remember I said this. It's not more about the legal affairs we care for, but I can give you now maybe a clear example. I'm not call institutions. There was one, I remember the year when they established unit in 2023 where I just started for work. So there was this about law. So we audit or then go, then they rely on a particular law. But the particular agency, we don't they seek amendment for like change the law. But the law no be don carry to force it. That mean parliament no be don pass that amendment day. So when we auditor dem go, we auditor dem dey insist the law say na this the law say. Whereas them dey rely on that amendment wey no take effect it. So we base we advice and come back to me and look the law, we look all the related law wey concern that issue, and we give advice say we insist say wetin the law no dey act in postulation. The law is what it is and not what it ought to be.
So at any point in time, you don't face in a situation where you provide legal advice and people not seem to go by the advice way you provide?
To my knowledge, I think say no, that kind of instance not happen it, because as we know, auditors then are people the way they respect the law. So myself no say what they I for try for make sure say I give the right advice to management, to the board, so that we know fall foul of the law or even for give wrong interpretation. But I know say law at times that make the beauty of law for let people they argue over them. But at the end of the day, waiting the law say for being now we only try we best for comply with.
Okay.
The program now, Good Morning Salone, they come to you from the Society for Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. You will listen to Khadijah Zainab Bangura, Legal Affairs Manager, Audit Service Salone. Today inside the program, we go look inside the Audit Service Regulation 2024. We go for a break, we'll come, we'll continue with the studio guest.
You dey look for side for keep you money and for make you business grow? You dey look for way how you go keep money and help people in your community?
Well, now the term is so for keeping money with any community bank or financial services association, which then they call FSA, where they all sign a Salone, because then a good party with good condition, very easy for the ordinary man.
They go guide you fine one, but how for manage your money for change your life and your people them now your community. Member say when you keep your money in a bank where they near you not just they keep money for bye but you they help your community for go before.
So waiting you the wait. You be businessman or farmer, petit trader, so he art person, teacher or anybody keep your money in any community bank or FSA where they near you and see how your life go better. Member say them bank here they are so take go for me and you.
You don't look for bike, we're strong and are the best in the country. Lifan Motorbike, X-Mark 125, they push you also go far. For just 18,500 new loans, you will get fine Okada where they take you 80 kilometers straight. From Freetown to Potsloco and back with just 3 liters fuel.
This Lifan bike gets all and more. 4-stroke engine, 5 gears, press and kickstart, strong steel frame, LED headlamp, and all TN tires. They also come with 16-liter tank where they take you long distance.
Parts them always available for make you change anything where you want.
The first 500 customer where they buy, they get 3 items like helmet, vest, tire lock for secure bike, keychain, glasses, sports ball, and a stylish watch.
This stuff will make you enjoy your money. Rush now, na 24 main motor road, Congo Cross na Freetown, or call 077 360 000. Lifan Motorbike. Built for the hustle, built for you.
Betomax. Bet to win weekly sports bets promo. Bet a minimum of 10 leon with Betomax online at betomax.sl and stand the chance to win up to 25,000 leons every week. Yes, 25,000 leons every Monday. Don't miss out on free money. Place your bet now and get in on the action. The more you bet, the better your chances of winning big. Bet
in the chambers of the courts are just me giving orders. You see, when the actual job is done at night and in my chambers, that shows they're giving up themselves for the justice of other people. Therefore, they must be treated well by the society. I have no doubt in your ability, madam.
Inside your talk, Honorable Ibrahim Tawa Conte, self who represents people in Western Area Urban District, and self na the Deputy Speaker of Parliament, self being concerned about the condition of service for judge them, when he say if the courts were able to do their work proper one, the welfare of judge and magistrates them very important.
Yesterday I had a very appalling story, Mr. Speaker, before we come to my point. A magistrate of our courts would use a pen to go to work. I'm sure all of us are sure. It is not good because at the magistrate court, most of the cases they handle are cases that have to do with other riders, keke riders, theft, and these people are the major people that use keke and okada. So imagine the person that disperses justice or the person that is the arbiter between the plaintiff and the complainant is commingling with them in a keke going to work. And we expect them to be independent. The Honorable Chief Justice has got draft of the court. Both his work, I'm sorry, the Honorable Chief Justice will not work with the immediately of the welfare of those that will
When self the talk, Honorable Aaron Aruna Kuruma from Tonkoli District say all land challenge Yasu, where Honorable Ibrahim Tawa Conte and Honorable Abdul Karim Kamara the talk about, saying that the court system, now because the judiciary, above and the executive, forget couple for do their own program them.
Mr. Speaker, when we had the engagement with the nominees yesterday, many shocking revelations came out. And one of the revelations that actually got me very much disturbed is knowing that the judiciary is still not self-accounting. And Mr. Speaker, that is a foundation for independence. That is where the dependence of the judiciary lies on. There is no way you expect the judiciary to be independent if they rely on going to the Ministry of Finance to beg for allocations or disbursements. Mr. Speaker, there is a saying. They say, he who pays the piper calls the tune, Mr. Speaker. So there is no way we can have an independent judiciary if we don't make the judiciary to be self-accounting.
But with all the advocacy from the member of parliament Siaso for the welfare of judge and magistrates them, the leader of government business, Honorable Matisa Nima, been draw the attention of member of parliament them to their own condition as parliamentarian them, we make encourage them for look inside how one they serve.
Mr. Speaker, today we are fighting for the financial liberation of the justice system.
Yes, how are you?
The first law of nature itself, Parliament, Mr. Speaker, 74, subsection 4, we determine our own level and welfare of Parliament. Mr. Speaker, what has happened? At any time we fix our salaries, talk our welfare, people bring us down. They talk against us as if we are manufacturing it from somewhere. We are Australian. So we first, I have to call on the House. So we feel our Parliamentary Service Act.
But even with the change of advocacy for better condition of service for judge and magistrates them, Honorable Matisa Nima self be acknowledged to challenge them within the court system and ask member them of parliament to work with the Ministry of Finance for improve judge their welfare. For the Society for Radio Democracy, me, Nachong Nojalo, the report.
The program is still listening to Good Morning Salone. We come to you from the Society for Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. We still get we studio guests. We na Khadijah to Zainab Bangura. In the program for talk about the Audit Service Regulation 2024 and in the Legal Affairs Manager Audit Service Salone. You don't talk about the office and the role we una department they play in our audit service. Look at what you there for winner the Audit Service Regulation 2024. Inside my introduction, I make mention say this audit service, this regulation now for get rank to the work of Audit Service Salone in line with una mandates and in the Act of 2014 as amended in 2023. For listeners and viewers of Radio Democracy, una gets an act, why una need regulation?
Well, yeah, we admit say indeed we get an act, because if we not we get an act, we not for even for able to talk about regulations. But the reason why then they form regulation are for help for implement the law as passed by Parliament, where they inside we act them. Also, regulations they help for enhance and provide better insight on the provisions inside any act, and also they help for give clarity and precision on policy aspirations within act. And lastly, it can also help for give procedural guidelines as to how to implement certain provisions inside act. So if you look inside the Audit Service Act, even by the mandate itself, the mandate say for audit and report on all public offices, public bodies where they receive public funds, or we set up partly would look public funds. So you go see say now a job will get technicality, and an act so able for give detailed procedures at in many instances. Some acts could just give broad policy statements say una for do X, una for do Y. For example, section 12B of the act going down, they talk about how for implement surcharge and disallowance, with how the Auditor General for implement surcharge and disallowance mechanism. But that particular provision in the inside the act, not detailed, not able to tell you exactly the internal steps or procedures we go need for use for really give life to that provision. So now that side and they now then kind of reason they make the regulation now come in. Regulation now go say okay, in furtherance of section 12B of the act, the regulation now they say for implement surcharge and disallowance, you go do X, you go do Y, you go do A, you go do C, all in the aim of implementing waiting the act they say. So now that reason make people in the formulate regulation. Even the audit service, if you go inside the Audit Service Act under section 37, it clearly states say the Auditor General may by statutory instruments enact statutory instrument for the effective implementation of the act. So now then after there is a justify why we get act. And I want for left and no say not so just a recent happening, just that it coincide that by the time the Legal Affairs Division they set up, now they tell really where support come in both internal and external for press for let this regulation be like IB.
Now 40-page document, you make mention of one of the provisions them we now surcharge we contain now 34, 35, 36 and other sections them. Apart from that provision what are some of the key provisions them we did now this regulation we for get trying to the work of Audit Service Salone?
Okay, well for me, because me I'm not auditor, and maybe in a few years from now some me say was okay that go work different side. So for we auditees them, the MDAs them, people who they handle public funds, I think say the importance, there's several one that we were important to read the audit service, but the one we really relatable for even the public now part 3, where they talk about the functions and powers of the audit service. And one family no say this regulation really the mirror within the act say. Like we go step by step, because if you take part 3 of the Audit Service Act of 2014, itself they talk about functions and powers. So all that down under section 11 and 12, just 2 sections inside the act. But if you open the regulation now, the whole part we talk about many things. Let's say for instance, it talk about the scope of audit. What do you mean by the scope of audit? When auditor they can at your office, what they can do, what are the aims, what are the goals, the objective of that audit exercise. If you read the regulation, you go see and the under part 3 it talk about risk analysis, it talk about quality management, that's how the Auditor General for ensure say all we work how they do we do with utmost quality and also in line with the INTOSAI, when are the international standards where they govern supreme audit institution. It also talk about the types of audit where audit service they do. You know, people are more know about that annual report we can come out every December. You know, the whole country they shake. But and that report there now, it contains several synopsis of the different audits how they do. But if you read the regulation now, it go tell you say we they do financial audits, where means so they audit the financial statements of public institution. We do compliance audit for make sure say that they comply with what the law say, or even what the law say them for do as a mandate. We they do performance audit, when a value for money audit. What we mean by value for money? It will go beyond the books, not so just for check waiting and the spend, but really the program, the policy or the objective really meets the intended objective. The people who they make am for, they get benefits out of them. They also they do now what to call information systems audit. When I not say now the world they advance, we are becoming digitalized. So institution they know they use internet for do their work. Let's say like NRA, they get Asikuda where they process with tax. Okay. You go NCRA, they get NACIT. So what we they do since we serve the auditor, we not just go to watch paper. What about then important IT system they are? So self now they audit the functionality. Because let's say for example, now they get issues where names say they repeat. Like if you go now sit on say one great name will get 2, 3 this.
Okay.
So when we auditor then they go watch the system for CI they work, and maybe if they make mistakes or challenges, give recommendations so that the institution are go able to do their work. So the regulation they able to break everything down. And we even make room that imagine audits, because yesterday when we did a radio, me and my other colleague, a new audit where they imagine AI audits. Maybe in the future we'll go for the do them. So all under the regulation talk about.
Let me still look at the regulation. You talk about compliance audit and you talk about recommendations. Of course, we don't see year in year out the audit service they pull reports, and they rely either on parliament or other state institutions then for take actions against institutions that where they found wanting of certain things. In this regulation, it give any power to the audit service Salone, like in a situation where any necessary for take action against a particular institution?
All right. Well, the regulation really no they give you power. What the regulation they do, they give you methodology for use your power. So inside a lot of people think say when I can do me submission, then I can say what I do submission before we management. I say is the SSL a dog that only barks and does not bite, because people think say we not publisher. Any year we do publish reports and we rely on PAC, and we don't see ACC can come in for give, for go after people the way don't fall short of the standards. But if you look inside the Audit Service Act section 12, there is room for let the Auditor General self take action against people the way they mismanage or due to negligence or misconduct, government they suffer loss, or maybe not use government money the right way, or maybe fail for bringing into account. So if instances like that they happen, the law remember from 2014 give the Auditor General the authority for go after them people and therefore make sure say them pay back the money where government go don loss, the funds will go don be missing. So as I say now, the law give you the Auditor General the power, the audit service, but the regulation now they show how that particular procedure they take place.
So
from
how
start
this regulation
to
able for change the whole aspect of audit business at the country?
Let's say for example now as we say we this regulation here come for enhance we governance and we operations for ensure that we can say we get standards. Many times we get audit standards, but I'm sure if finally the public also go able to get a document what they go rely on for guide them whenever they address audit issues. So if you go inside the regulation now, you as an auditee, you go able to know where auditor they can wait till they can for. So I think say this is a big help. Now a working document we don't make not to something for just lay, but as something we think say everybody go use for do their work properly.
And name na Khadijah to Zainab Bangura, and in the Legal Affairs Manager Audit Service Salone. Continue for the with